And welcome back to Prep Recruiting Insider, PRI, here at NOLA Motorsports Park in Avondale. I'm the coach of PRI, Rick Gailey, along with our Prep Recruiting Insider, Renee Nato. And we are so excited today to have the head football coach from McDonogh 35, Coach Wayne Reese. We're going to have two legends on today, Renee. Rod West later on, but we have Coach Wayne Reese right now, the 2011 winner of the Eddie Robinson Award. Thank you so much for being here today, Coach Reese. And we also have with you Cy Martin, defensive end for the Ron Eagles. Thank both of y'all for being here today.
It's a pleasure being here.
You know, first, before we get into the coaching and all, Wayne, I think something a lot of people don't know who are big fans of yours is after being an outstanding running back at Tennessee State, you spent a year in 1969 with the Los Angeles Rams. George Allen, Roman Gabriel was the quarterback. Tommy Mason, who just passed away. Les Joseph in there, Richie Pettibone, and the fearsome foursome, Deacon Jones and Merlin Olsen, before you tear your Achilles tendon. But how was that experience with the LA Rams under George Allen?
Oh, it was great. It was some things that I guess just like high school kids, you dream of doing. I was dreaming of doing that in college, and I got a chance to be on the Rams team, and with those guys that you hear about every weekend, looking at them on football, especially Coach Allen. Coach Allen was a guy that had his own thing. He did things that was unbelievable to get you ready for football. But dealing with guys like Roman Gabriel and Merlin Olsen and the Deacon. And the Deacon, I mean, back when we was playing and things, they used to use the hand slap and all this kind of stuff. It was something to be reckoned with. So it was a great experience for me to even just go there and be a part of some legendary football players.
Cy, you are a junior this year, and you're going to be making your decision about this time next year. First of all, can you believe that you have arrived in this recruiting process, that you have colleges from all over the country knocking on your door? How has the experience been for you?
It's been wonderful. Before I came to this school, my coach, Coach Reese, told me if you work hard and do the things you're supposed to do, things will happen. So I stuck to his word and worked out and did the things he told me to do off and off the field, and that's pretty much what happened, man.
That's a good person to follow, because Coach Reese, more than 4 decades now in the coaching profession. Time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. I tell you, Side, this group I got this year coming up, it wasn't fun last year. We lost a whole lot of young guys trying to develop them and stuff. But it's just I don't know, I guess a routine that I've been blessed to get with a bunch of young men that want to strive for the best or go to the next level both ways. And the group that I got coming up this year remind me of those guys like a Marshall Falk, the guys that's at Tech right now, Henderson, and those kind of guys. They came on the same notes that Side and the rest of those guys that we got that's coming back next year got that flavor. All you have to do is just pull it out of them, and I think these guys are going to be pretty good.
And you had some growing pains last year because you had so many young players, 2-8 in the regular season, but you won your last game against Bell Chase and then put forth a great effort against a terrific Plaquemine team. I was very familiar with Plaquemine, tracked them during the course of the season. Really started playing some good football at the end of the year.
Well, Rick, doing football, you know how we do. We start up, we have a goal, and what we was hoping that with the younger guys that they would gel faster than they did that we had last year, but it didn't happen the way we wanted to happen. We got some injuries and a whole lot of things that went wrong during that time. But at the end, the last 2 to 3 games, our team came together, and it was a team that we was looking forward to next year, not this past year, but the following year. And these guys came on board, and they put this thing together, and they had a great game against Plaquemine. Just unfortunate, one guy went one way and then went the other way to throw the pass, and Plaquemine ended up advantage. But the group that we had, they did a great job at the end. and pulling everything together.
Si, you are being looked at right now by some of the schools offers: Arizona State, Colorado State, Kansas State, UL Monroe, ULL, Louisiana Tech, Southern Miss. Have you had a chance to kind of think things and maybe start pairing, maybe these are the schools I want to go to, and have you had a chance to visit yet?
I have not made any visits yet, but I'm undecided right now. My goal right now is just to get better for next year and just play on throughout the season.
Now, what are you looking for in school? What's going to be a light will have to come on for you to tell you this is where I need to go?
Those are questions I'm going to be thinking about going on in the future.
Okay.
And tell us what a school's going to get when they get Cy Martin to come to their school. If I have a scholarship and you need to convince me that you're the one I need to give this to, tell me what I can expect out of Cy Martin.
You're going to get a hard worker off and on the field. Most likely, I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to be the best defensive player on your squad, and that's what you're going to get out of me throughout my entire 4 years.
That is some great quality. Did you ever have a favorite player growing up?
The players I like are not the J.J. Watt type of guys, like Von Miller, like finesse type of players, like Bruce Smith, people like that. Those are my type of guys. And
Coach Reese, you've had several players not only go on to college, but play in the NFL as well. You mentioned Marshall Faulk, but also Chris Clark. You're looking at Nate Livings, Calvin McGee, and the recently signed with the Saints, Delvin Breaux. What do all those players have in common that made them so successful?
They was hard workers. The number one thing, they was hard workers. And just like I tell people, some kids come in, focus on what they want to do for the rest of their life. And that's our thing. And we just take guys like Calvin McGee out of the whole group. When I had Calvin McGee at Booker T, he told me when I first came in, he was playing offensive tackle. When I first came in, he said, Coach, he said, I want to do this, I want to do that. And he laid his whole plan out. And God forsaken that he did everything that he wanted to do on that thing. He played, we moved to the linebacker, we moved to tight end. He went on to Southern University and went to the Bucks. And Calvin had planned all this. Then, the number one thing, that Calvin was a real good student, and he knew what it take. He graduated from school and everything. And all those guys that you mentioned on that I had, they always had their vision or their focus already there. All you got to do is just push them a little bit, and that's a sign of real good football student athletes, that I call them.
Last minute or so, Coach, you've been coaching 45 years. You've seen it all. Yeah. What challenges have you encountered the last 10, 15 years that is kind of new that you didn't have to worry about 25 years ago?
Well, it's the kids that's being dedicated. That's the challenge we have right now. They have, and I tell people, New Orleans, I call it inner city, is different from any place in the country. Because in New Orleans is a unique place that a kid got so many things that he can do besides sports and stuff. And you got people that's pulling them one way and knowing that this is really, it's not their gift. And that's a challenge, and that's a thing that I see from the years that I've coached football. And just say, for instance, the new group we got right now. It's hard for them to ID that I can do this well because they got so many people pulling them the other way. And these are challenges that the coaches got today. And I say, I know I don't have long with this thing, but I bless those guys that can, especially in the city, because we got kids that can do all kinds of things. And then my thing is like, I convince a whole lot of kids. I got some kids that's real good band guy, can play the horn. I say, but the only thing about that, you don't want to get a chance to get in the limelight with the instrument right away. But use what you got, what God has given you, and that's football talent. Use that and explore that and let that come out to what? To band. You can do both. And it's a whole lot of kids really don't think they can do both. But if you do it the right way, they can do both and they can have a great, great career.
Don't limit yourself. Don't put a ceiling
That's right.
on your expectations.
That's right.
That is the great Wayne Reese, who I was familiar with from the start of my coaching when Mike Vilmoret was working with you at Carver, the great coach here in the New Orleans and Lake Charles area. Spent a time at Washington Marion as well. It's Coach Wayne Reese and Cy Martin, the highly recruited defensive end for the Ron Eagles. This is what Prep Recruiting Insider is all about, those personalities. Thank you for being here with us. We'll be right back with more great athletes here at NOLA Motorsports Park in Avondale.